Rubio Monocoat Pure Mix. Given these very liberal coatings of the Rubio Monocoat, normally we use a squeegee or a spreader to put the Rubio on, but these pieces are so small that it's just easier with a rag, like applying a regular oil finish. We'll do a final wipe off after they're all coated in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Rub it in really good, especially on the end grain. Just pouring it on a little bit at a time so it's easier to spread. This walnut really pops once you put the Rubio on. Just using clean lint cloths. Nothing special about them. We'll wipe it out with a completely dry cloth. Put them on this rack a little bit so they're elevated. Here's the last walnut brick. There's 6 of them. Put it on as much as the wood can soak it up. Okay, got a brand new lint cloth, new gloves. I'm gonna start the wipe off, starting with the first one we started with. Sure you get any left over. In Arizona, this sets up quite a bit quicker than other places. but it's been about 10 to 15 minutes since we applied this. Back on the rack to dry, and then on to the next one. Number 3, just keep on repeating the process for each one, making sure we get any remaining fluid rubbed into the wood as much as we'll accept. Take off the excess. With the bottoms first because that's the side not seen for the most part. These are going to be award bases for a bronze, small bronze sculpture. Dry my gloves off a little bit so I'm not transferring it back on. And once again, another good white. One of the 6 pieces had a crack in it, so we epoxy filled it. Okay, here's number 4. Just a little bit of residue left over on each one, which is what you want because you know then you soaked it as much as possible. These are going to one of our museum clients in the valley. They order these once a year for a special event they're having. We've been doing them in different species each year, mostly dark woods. Last year, or actually probably before COVID, it was Afro-Mosier. This year, changed it up a little bit and went to a walnut. Dry off your gloves again so you don't transfer it back on. Usually you like to not touch the piece as you're putting this on, but these small pieces it's difficult to do that. Unlike some of the big pieces like mantles or something like that, you don't have to hold. You can just spread it out with the squeegee and not have to touch them. Which is why I'm giving them a really good wipe down to make sure I'm not putting any of the Rubio back on and then it dries clumpy. And finally, number 6. See, most of it is dry. You see a little bit still wet in the high, but that's where it was in the high spots. I'll probably hit them with a very fine Scotch-Brite. Give them overnight to dry. Hit them with a Scotch-Brite tomorrow just to kind of give them an extra little smooth finish to them. Knock off any dust or anything like that. And then they are ready. That grain of the walnut is awesome. A little bit of sapwood on the bottom here. Dry off my gloves. Once again, just another quick wipe down. And that's it. Number 6 is complete. Okay, we're at the last step. Have a white Scotch-Brite. White Scotch-Brite is probably the finest of the Scotch-Brites. We're just going to basically buff it just to knock down any little nibs or anything like that. It's relatively already smooth. This kind of gives it that little extra polish to it. Get all the edges, faces. That's it. It's ready to go. One extra step you might want to do is just take a tack cloth and wipe off any dust that might come from the white Scotch-Brite. These tack cloths work really well. We use them during our finishing process. White white Scotch-Brite could create a little bit of dust. This gets off just about everything. And there are the completed walnut bricks. Rubio Monocoat Pure. Solid walnut. It's taken out of 12-quarter walnut. Milled, cut down to the proper sizes. Ready to go to the client.